Section 11, the Complete House Buyer's Guide in 7 Steps. Now this section is basically put together for complete beginners who are thinking of getting on the property market but never done it. If you've previously bought a property, a lot of this you will know, but there might be some useful tips in here to get the best deals or to help you get the right properties, or it might be investment properties that you're considering. Okay, so there's a lot of information coming up. Now, got the manual in front of me, as there's one or two bits I want to read out. But the 7 steps summarised, as you'll see in the written programme. Very first step is deciding where to live. Quite an obvious one. Looking at the sort of fundamentals, the amenities, deciding the ideal place that's within your budget. Now, 1 also goes hand in hand with 2, because the second step is how much you can afford to borrow. Now, I very strongly advise that you sit down with an independent mortgage advisor when it comes to finding out how much you can borrow or how much you can afford, because this is what I used to do for many years. Go through people's finances, go through everything, do a full financial appraisal, then look at affordability and what they can borrow. And then the key bit, once we worked out what they could borrow, we would then get what's known as decision in principle from the lender. So we pick the best lender for them, go to that lender, get a credit check and get pre-approval. So I might come back and say, yeah, we'll lend this couple 180,000. Now, once you've got that, plus in the deposit, you know exactly the maximum you can go to. And also, advisors can help you with all the costs, the associated costs, things like legal fees, survey fees, and all the insurances. So you've got a good idea before you embark on this journey exactly what your monthly outlay is going to be, so it's affordable for you. So 1 and 2 go together. So it's deciding where you can live. So how much you can afford may dictate where you can live in the area that you want to live. You might think, okay, we've got more than we thought. Okay, we can go to a more exclusive part that we thought was off limits. Okay, so they go together. Ideal place to live, how much you can afford, and then once you got that, is the good bit. The fun bit is the research and the viewing. Now, researching property has never been easier because there are many online portals where you can put your price range in, your location, and it shows you everything that's available for sale. Wonderful tools. You can have a walk through the property and get a very good overview of what's available. You even drive past if you want, and then make a short list. And then basically from that short list, it's really second part, viewing, is get in touch with the agent and make an appointment to go and view the property. Now, you'll see in the written pack we've put a viewing checklist. Now, if it's the first time you've done it, it's quite important that you look for certain things. So we put a checklist so you can pretty much, you don't have to stand there and go through it if you don't want to in front of an agent, but you can go in with all the information fresh in your mind, so you can maybe fill it in later in the day. Certain things to look for, certain things to ask, the age of the property, looking for any potential problems, or take somebody with you who's very experienced. Certainly if somebody's in the building trade, you've got your friends in the building trade who may spot things if it's an old property that you may not be apparent immediately. Okay, so the research and the view is the good bit. Looking at the properties to find the one. Now, me and Stephen always say this, that you don't so much find a property as the property finds you. As we do numerology, we often say you'll walk in a property and you go, wow, it just feels right. As soon as you walk in the door, you know. Others will repel you. You walk in, you're thinking, no, it just doesn't feel it. Okay, if this is going to be your home, it's got to feel right, because you're going to be spending a very lot of, well, pretty much most of your time there. Okay, so it's got to feel right, it's got to fit the bill. Okay, so once you've done that, you've found the one you like, the one you would like to buy, it's then down to the offer and negotiation stage. Okay, now what we've put in the written program, when it comes to offer in, of course you want to get it for as little as possible. Now remember, the estate agents are acting for the seller, so their job is to get as much as possible. However, they just want to get the deal done. So although they're acting for the seller, phrase things the right way. They want to pull you together to get the sale agreed, because they want to get paid their fee for doing it. But here's 7 questions to glean more information out of the estate agent, because when you put in your first offer, you want to try and gauge it right and get the property for as little as you possibly can. So why is the owner selling? If you can glean information that they're about to move abroad, or they've got to relocate, you might get an inkling that they need to move quickly, therefore they're likely to take less. Okay, so these are probing questions just to see if you can get some information. You might get nothing, but there's no harm in asking. Second one, how long has the property been on the market? If it's been on a long time, it might suggest it's overpriced. Okay, so that could work in your favour. 3, when does the current owner occupier need to move out? Again, this will give you an idea of the position. If it's fairly urgent, the price may go down. If it's only just gone on the market and there's no urgency, then yeah, you might be struggling to beat them down too much, because they've got plenty of time on their hands. 4, what's the minimum price the seller will accept? Now, don't expect to get an answer for that one. What you're doing is just trying to get an inkling if it's a sort of a desperate sale, and they'll take a bit less. Remember, the agent's working for the seller and not necessarily going to give you any information, because their job is to push you higher, but at the same time conclude the sale. 5, what do you think the property will actually sell for? Again, this is a bit of a fishing expedition just to see if you can get an inkling. So these are just run-of-the-mill questions you can have a general conversation to see if you can pick up any information to understand what's really going on behind the scenes, to where to pitch your opening offer. 6, who priced the property? Now there's 2 options here. There's 2 potential answers. It can be the seller or it can be the agent. The agents will give an appraisal, the seller ultimately decides. Now sometimes the seller will say, no, I want to put it on for this, doesn't sell, and the agent gets them to pull it down. So if you can glean who's priced it, then it may give you a little advantage. And 7, what other homes are there in competition to this property? Now, estate agents don't like those sort of questions, because if you're looking at the property, they want you to buy that one. They don't want you to keep looking. Okay, so it might open a door where they give you a little bit more information. So all 7 are there just for you to see if you can pick up. It's not so much what's said, it may be what's intimated or what isn't said. Just gleaning a little bit of information to get an idea to help you put in your opening offer. And then basically, you decide how much you want to put your opening offer in. Chances are get rejected, and then you come with a counter offer. Now, in the we've put a load of information on offering. You should try and be as emotionless as property. It doesn't matter how much you want it. Too emotional, too needy, keen, and the price tends to go up. Of course, if it's your dream property, you want it. You just got to try and keep emotions in check, and be non-emotional when it comes to negotiation, to see if you can get it for less, because you want to pay as little as you can, obviously. Okay, so offer, then negotiate. Once it's agreed, you'll quickly be formalised by the estate agent, and then you're on the way. So after that, it's then arrange the mortgage. So if you've already got a mortgage decision in principle back in step 2, you go back to your mortgage advisor, and they will do all the paperwork for your mortgage process, any insurances you need, and then get the ball rolling with everything. You'll pay a survey fee up front, bit of solicitor's fees, and then everything starts taking shape. Okay, so you arrange the mortgage insurances, they're now in process. The mortgage process, the lender will check all your paperwork, check they've got everything, and then they'll instruct a survey. Okay, you'll be given advice which type of survey, depending on how old the property is, and then they're checking that it's worth enough to lend against. Once that comes in and all the checks, they'll then come up with a mortgage offer, which is the contract, the terms of everything. You get a copy, solicitor gets a copy, and then we go into the legal process. Your solicitor, you can ask friends for advice, your mortgage advisor one, or just pick your own, who will do the conveyancing for you. They do all the searches on the property, pull all the information in, liaise with the seller, bring all the information together, and then once both sides are ready, if there's multiple people buying each other's in the chain, then all the solicitors will liaise with each other, put all the contracts together, and you'll then do what's known as exchange of contracts, pick a date where both solicitors exchange the contracts, you sign, and that's the point of not going back. And then basically the solicitors, they're working for you, so they'll do surveys, all the checks to make sure there's nothing that you need to know or nothing's going to come up. If there is, they'll make you aware of it. Then you'll pick a completion date where they'll liaise with your mortgage lender, get the mortgage monies, ask you for the balance, and then on a specific date they'll complete, and then you're a homeowner. Okay, covered a lot of information there. Those are the basic 7 steps. There's a lot of additional information in the written pack that walks you through each stage. But as Asha says throughout the pack, remember, wealth creation and finances is a team sport. Use the professionals. That's what they're there for. Even up here, how much can you afford? Independent mortgage advisor, you can get a free appraisal to find out with no commitment, and then you choose if you go for it. You may pay a fee once it's done, but that's down to the individual advisor. Okay, but you choose if you want to go ahead with them. Okay, that's it for section 11. I'll see you on the next video.